Hello everyone. Today I will teach you how to use the tool Advanced Terrain Object Painter. So let's get started. For example, let's say you have this terrain or your terrain, and you want to put a life and vegetation in it. For example, I will put in it those two oak trees with those beautiful two maple trees that I've gotten them from Treesback 25. So now let's get started. First of all, you need to create an empty game object. You can name it whatever you want. For example, I will name it terrain object placer. Hit enter, and now we add the script object placer. Now, what you need to make sure about is one, you add all the trains. You simply click on this button and it will detect all of them. I have 25 trains, so it gets all of those trains. To add a prefab, you simply just need to select them in the project. For example, if I select all those and now add them. And I will also add, for example, the maple trees, both of those. Now, for each element, you will recognize two things. One, the prefab, which is the prefab that you want, and the weight. By default, all the weights are set to 1. To describe weight, we can say it as a frequency, the frequency of each element to spawn in the map. Here, they are all set to 1, meaning they all share the same frequency. If you, for example, want Pine 4 to show 10 times more often, then you will put it as 10, where the others are 1. If you want it to be less common, you put it 0.1, the others as 1. That means it will be rare. Let's put them all to 1. Close this tab, and now get back to the terrain. I will get back to the settings later. Now let's start with the density and the gizmo, etc. For the placement setting, there is 2 modes, either placed by density or placed by object count. To use density, you just toggle this checkbox, but I will stick with count as it's more reliable. You know how much exactly you place for now. For example, I want to place let's say 1000 trees in the terrain with min spacing of them. Let's say 3 is good. The resolution is generally you need to set it between 10 and 25. Let's now stick with 10. It seems reasonable. For parenting, it's simple. Just the name of the object that all the created prefab will be under it. If we write here trees, that means when we place objects, they will all be under that trees prefab game object. It will create an empty game object. It will name it trees, and all the objects will be under it. Let's say you already have here an empty game object called placed. You are also able to write here just placed, and all the game object will be placed in this game empty. For the moment, I will stick with trees. Import and export, it will allow you to import all the settings and export them if you want. When you click on generate preview, it will show you where the objects will be without placing them in the map, so you are still able to change what you want. For example, now you will see them as this yellow square with a red dot. They will be placed in the red dot, and the yellow square is where no other object will be placed. If we decrease the min spacing, you see that yellow sphere decrease. Let's get it back to 3. Maybe we have few objects. 1000 is not much. Let's say 10,000. Also, it's not much because I have 25 terrain. They are too much, so I think 10,000 is kind of good for the moment. Now, as we see, it places them randomly, even in the seas. So let's say I don't want it to be inside of the sea. So what I can do, I can now use the height filter. What it will do, it gives me a minimum height and a maximum height. Obviously, for example, let's say I don't want to be in the top of mountains, so I can raise the max height, for example, to here, and the min height I want it to be above just the sea level. So if you want to set it to the sea level, we will just increase this one. For example, let's put it 50, I think is good. Yeah, 50 is perfect. Let's just 0.01. Yeah, that's good. Okay, now if we again generate preview, we will see that all of the objects, we have already more objects because all the objects that are in the sea were removed to be only in the ground. Now let's say I don't want any of them to be in the sand nor in the mountain. So what I can do, I can also choose a specific layer. For example, let's put only the grass layer. And now also generate preview. As you see, there's only in the grass. There is no in the sand nor anywhere else. You can obviously choose more than one layer, etc. Okay. Now also the slope, we can put it to 45 as maximum slope, so we don't have much, or like 50, so we don't have much in the mountain. Okay, now let's say I don't want the trees to be all around the train. I want them to be in a specific place. For example, just here. What we can do, we can enable this box, which will create, as you see here, a small box where all of the objects will be placed in. All our objects will be placed inside of this box, only inside of this box. So let's put it in a good height. For example, here, raise it like that. So all the prefabs will be here. If we, for example, first of all, let's decrease from 1000 to maybe 900. And now generate preview. As you see, all of the objects are only inside of this box. Let's say now you don't really want it to be a box, but more like a sphere, or you want to select an area, etc. Here you can choose another option, which is, instead of bounding box, custom shape, which will allow you to draw whatever shape you want simply by left click on the terrain. Here I want 0.1, 0.2, 0.3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. For example, I want this shape. It will create all of the prefabs inside of this shape. Before of that, you need to click on finish drawing. After you've finished drawing, you can change the position of each point. So that will be also a good thing. You also can increase the size, decrease it with this slider. Now, if we generate preview, give it some time, and now all of them will be placed only inside of this custom shape that we formed. Obviously, with all the settings that there is. The red the red sphere here is the collision detection. If we increase it, it will increase the detection. It will increase the, let's say, the how far the object will be from any other object, so it doesn't collide. 5 is kind of high. 5 is kind of high. You can put it to 3. Will be good. Generate preview, and that's good. As you see, all of them are only inside of our shape, which is great. Now let's generate not generate preview, sorry, place object. There's you can see there is multiple place. There's multiple place button. First of all, we have place objects, keep position. What keep position means that it will place object inside of those points. It will not change the points. This thing may cause some problems. For example, if you click on the place button multiple times, it will start to decrease the number of objects that will be placed, or maybe it will place an object in the same position twice. So you may click place object in new position. By clicking that, it will change the position of those gizmos, so the object will be placed randomly far away from other objects with all detection settings. So always choose this one, except if you have a single case, you may choose this one. Clear and place, it will clear all objects already placed and place new ones. Let's click place objects. And now, as you see, we have all objects placed in the maps, trees, etc. They have LOD, the LOD, that's why we can't see them from far. We can place new ones. Maybe even increase from 900 to 1200 place objects. And as you see, all of them are under the tree's parent. Now what you can do, for example, if you change from trees to trees 3, or before that, let's see the import and export. Let's export the settings. We can export them wherever you want. There is no specific file, but I will put them in settings. I will call them test1 save. Okay, thanks. And now if I reset this terrain, all settings will be deleted. And now let's import the settings just by pressing import in the file, test1, open. Yes, import. Okay, and now as you see, all of them were imported. Just always make sure that the terrain are detected, so auto detect them. And here everything is clear again. The points are in the same position and everything is good. Now let's say I want to change from trees to, for example, stones, and from here I select rocks. I could for example, if you need to put rocks, I will select all of them. Here, make it back to 0, add selected, wait, add selected prefabs, put that rocks, maybe not stones, and now generate preview, and now place objects. Now, sorry, as we see, all of them are here. However, let's say they are too small. I want them to be bigger. So to make them kind of bigger, we can just go to enable size, and now here to enable size variation, put it from 10 to 12. Here is 10, and there, let's say 12 up. Oops, like that. Now place them. As you see, now we have rocks. They are kind of huge, but it's because we put it to 10. Now let's say we want to get rid of some of them. Let's say I don't really like all of those rocks next to each other. So what I can do, we can use the brush tool. Just create empty, name it brush, add to it the brush scripts, and now activate brush. What you need always to make sure is that all the terrains have the same layer as it's here. As it's here. Sorry, as it's there. It should be all the same layer. For me, it's terrain, and all the terrain also have the same layer. If you don't see this green circle, that means that the layer is here. It doesn't match with the game object, with the terrain object. So let's see. I want to remove. Let's say I want to remove them. We just click the remove tool, control, mouse, left mouse, and we remove them. However, now I'm removing everything. I'm removing the rocks and the trees. Let's say you just want to remove only the rocks. You don't want to remove the trees. You can simply, by the way, all the settings are the same as in the procedural placer. So there's not much of new things to learn. You need so to remove specific game objects, you go to removal parents and you put just the parents of game object that you need to remove. If we now hold, oh sorry, no, brush, let's close it. If you want to remove, if we try to remove the trees, nothing gets removed, but rocks, they removed. If you want to remove both of them, just add also trees here, and now everything is getting removed. Thanks for watching. I think that's all what you want to learn today. Thanks also for buying the assets.